Good morning everybody, this is my feed vlog. So I'm doing an updated feed vlog, this time with the assistance of Dodson And Horrel. They are bringing a weighbridge. We're going to go through all of the relevant horses and yes, talk all about nutrition and what we should be feeding them, what we shouldn't be feeding them, and yeah, go from there. Slightly dramatic morning. Emily came to the yard and rung me and said, oh, Zora's on the yard. As in Zora, as in the horse that lives in the field. So she's jumped out and just brought herself in, and it is a tip. She pulled rugs off. So she's like been round, pulling all the rugs off. There is poo, stuff, everywhere. So that's great. Did you feel like you were done with the field, Zora? Done with field time? So she's actually going to stay in now. She was meant to come in anyway at the end of December, so end of January. She was meant to come in at the end of November anyway, so she might as well come in a few days early. It's great. Literally, all these rugs, hay. It's a good job she came in the barn though, rather than like went down the drive or something. So me and Emily, anyway, are going to do the mucking out real quick and then do some swapping around of some stables so that we can bring Dede in and Mo can go into the stable. And then, yeah, but I'm going to go do some mucking out. Bye. See you on the other side with the nutritionist. So a little Mo update since we last saw her, which is only a few days ago because it's Tuesday today and your last video was filmed on a Friday. Mo got mastitis, so apparently bringing them back into work or giving them exercise when they've still got like slightly filled udder can cause mastitis. So she's currently on some really strong antibiotics and bute, and I will show you the current situation. She's not best pleased about me looking at it, so understand that. But she has got some edema. So some swelling that's like travelled into her abdomen, not her abdomen, outside her abdomen, on the outside, very much fluid. But yeah, her teats actually aren't that swollen up, but this is down here. So yeah, she, lots of walking, lots of antibiotics and some painkillers so that she keeps eating and looking after herself, because they just stop, they stop eating or looking after themselves when this sort of thing happens. But yeah, so we've nearly managed all the mucking out in time, so doing well this morning despite Zora's little Zora the Explorer moment. I think that might be her new name. No, because I can't remember your name again. Linos. This is really hard. So this is Linos, and she's from Wales, and her name is really hard to say, so I've been trying not to get it wrong, and I just got it wrong. And Emma, she's nice and simple, are here today from Dodson And Horrel, and we're going to be doing basically a nutritional analysis of each horse. So we're going to look at their weight, their workload, age, temperament, and what they're currently doing, and like their type as well. So like a Welsh pony would be different to a big warm blood. So we're just going to get started, and we're going to weigh each horse and go from there and see what we have been feeding and then what we are going to be feeding. Yes. Anything else we want to be adding to the initial spiel? No, I think that's fine. They're not used to this vlogging business, so I'm like really putting them on the spot. And I said to them when they came, I was like, I'm going to video, and they were like, really? Yeah. Yes, this is the point of the whole thing. So anyway, let's get started. It's nice and casual. We don't need to get too stressed. It's varying between 693 to 695 depending. Aren't you a good boy standing on there like that? Have you done this before or something?
Much pressure on.
Yeah.
You can feel
Yeah.
the ribs there, which is quite good that you can feel them without putting much pressure on. So yeah, I think weight-wise, because he's in quite a lot of work, you wouldn't want him to
Yeah.
drop off.
In terms of, is he being ridden every day? Is he? Or is he
Probably 5 days a week.
5 days a week?
5, 6 days a week, depending on what we're doing and what the deal is with shows and stuff.
And how long do you work in for? Roughly an hour?
Half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay.
And quite hard work.
Yeah, hard work. But then he does have down days and we just hack, and then he'll just walk on a hack, but like 45-minute hack.
Okay.
Yeah. But in his school, he's actually do a lot of kind of canter.
Yeah, and he's puffing and sweating. Like he is. It's not like having a nice little trot round. It is proper doing some serious exercise.
Okay.
You know his workload, temperament-wise, when he's working, does he lack sometimes?
He lacks calm sometimes, as in I'm going to be putting him back on a basic calmer that I've had him on before, the calming powder, the Premier Performance one. He can be a little bit reactive in a not such a good way. He says he's taking himself to bed now. You done? Keep going back then, mate. So the peas are really good for the stamina, but they can make him a bit too hot. So I want to feed him a calmer to help him manage the energy better, because he needs it for the longevity of the slow release energy. Exactly. And it does seem, I really like things that I can monitor how much I'm giving him, cut it back, put it on, kind of thing, rather than it being okay. Well, his whole feed is this whole mix, and that's why I've stuck to that basic way of feeding.
Yeah. Peas can say they're very palatable. They've got nice vitamin and minerals back to them. Because he's quite good doer type, and he doesn't need any more weight, and maybe could do with losing a little bit of weight just to get the ideal body condition score. What we would think is between 2.5 and 3.
Okay, fine.
And because he does sometimes have a bit too much energy, you don't want to give him any quick release energy or make him any quite fizzy or anything like that. I would say a good quality balancer at 100 gram per 100 kilo body weight, with good levels of quality protein, all the vitamins and minerals, and we spoke about his hindgut health as well, so I would say a balancer that has a probiotic and a prebiotic in there. So I think something like our Show Grow would be really beneficial.
You are totally allowed to tout yourself. You can say our products are the ones. Okay, that's why I'm here. Because I value. I've always, Dodson and Horrel's top of the list when it comes to nutrition. So don't feel like you have to be so this one might be. We're far too salesman. You could also feed this company.
This doesn't mean anything.
No, exactly.
But no, I would say definitely Show Grow 100 gram per 100 kilo body weight. Give him all the protein he needs for the level of work he's doing, vitamins, minerals, and then the added hindgut support. And we've put the microsorb in there as well, which helps bind onto any toxins in the hindgut.
Okay, so that sounds like a lot, but actually that's only a couple of cups a day.
That is, for him, it would be 2 full cups a day. So 300.
And the cup is like a normal,
it's like a
takeaway coffee mug.
Yeah, so it's 350 gram in the morning, 350 gram in the evening, because he weighs nearly 700 kilo. And then a low sugar, low starch chaff to go alongside with that. So a good one of ours would be Safe and Sound for him. Really low sugar, low starch. It does have some biotin in there as well for the hooves, and it's got our antioxidant.
So this is the brood mare. She might not be quite so easy to get on this way. So she is 15. She is in very little work at the moment, but is coming back into work. And she's 3 weeks post-weaning. Hook up. Talk to me. Tell me about Mo. So she weighs, what did we say,
581.
581.
Yeah.
And
she's 15.
About to turn 16, so.
About to turn 16. What height is she?
I've got a stick, but I think she's 16'1".
Yeah, probably.
Just so you know, the camera's right behind your head.
Oh.
Just it's okay. It was just your ponytail. It doesn't matter. People are used to my useless videoing style. No, honestly, I get it wrong all the time, and I pull stupid faces, and it's like a thing, my stupid faces. So really, don't worry about being like in the wrong place. Yeah. So let's talk about Mo.
So and she's the thoroughbred.
No, she's a warm blood. She's half Dutch, half Irish.
Okay.
And she previously like jumped up to 140, so she's a grade B.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's been out for a long time now, like good 18 months.
When you say she's not in much work at the moment, is she
so like basically getting back fit, having had a foal. So it's been well, like I say, 18 months probably. Dogs out. I'm just kind of building her back up very slowly. So like going on the walker a lot, going walk hacking, a little bit of trotting, up and down the hills, that kind of thing, but not really breaking a sweat, just going really slowly because she's never been very sound. She's always had slight lameness issues, so I have to bring her back into work very carefully to make sure she gets strong rather than lame. Yeah. She has side bone in her feet, which means that when bad balance basically. So.
Okay. Has she got any other issues medically?
She's a right old grumpy cow. So like she's sensitive, she's a moody mare kind of thing. So and she would be sharp. Like I've never fed her any feed. I've only ever fed her nuts and chaff. That is it.
Yeah. So she doesn't need a lot.
No. So she's currently on the stud cubes, combining with the fibre cubes because I'm trying to wean her off the stud cubes. Yeah. Alfray oil, linseed, and fibre bean. So you can see that. Can you do it? We don't do that.
And how much cubes?
So she was getting, when she had the foal with her, she was having 3 scoops a day of stud cubes. Now she gets half a scoop morning and night.
Yeah. Okay.
And then loads of fibre, basically. Alfray and then the fibre bean. Yeah. But I've never fed Alfray before until I had mares in foal because of the protein. I've never needed it. I've only ever fed that very basic, unmolassed, no sugar chaff sort of thing. So.
No, definitely. Is she in as well, or is she out in the day?
She's in more than she's out now because the fields are very wet, so there's not a lot of grass going in at the moment. But again, Adlib hay, and she's pretty good. She likes her hay. She'll eat a lot of hay.
And how is she usually through the winter? Does she keep her weight?
She's always been a really good doer. I've never worried about her being a skinny horse. I mean, she looks at her least nutritioned now. Yeah. She would be one to get fat. Yeah. I'd have to be careful that she didn't get fat. When she was in really proper work as well, she'd still get fat.
She looks good at the moment.
Yeah, she looks remarkably.
She looks good. She's got a nice shine as well.
She has. She looks
and so she has been on the short growth.
Yeah.
She has been getting so she was getting a cup in the morning and a cup at night.
Definitely. I think because for her weight, for her to get everything she would need out of a fibre cube, she would need to be fed about 2.5 kilos a day for her to get the vitamins and minerals.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing with a compound feed. The feeding rate is much higher, so you have to feed much more of it for them to get what they need. So because she's quite like she holds her weight, she looks quite good, and she's coming back into light work, and we have to be conscious of, keeping her immune system up at the minute. I think something like the Shore Grow at 100 gram per 100 kilo body weight as well for her would be really good because it would give her all the nutrition without the bulk, and you don't really need the fibre cubes because you would have to feed much more of it. And I would say if you wanted to keep the weight on her during winter time, stuff like the alfalfa with good quality protein, higher quality chaff with the Shore Grow would be ideal. Okay. Or the Shore Grow if you wanted to have all of them on the same kind of chaff, so you could do safe and sound as well, but put the linseed in for just a bit of extra calories.
Okay, so keep the linseed for her.
I would keep the linseed because I think she's in good condition, but to get her back, build up to
help her with her muscle growth.
While she's coming back in, I would say keep the linseed in.
You do want to know, we talked about your nutrition. Dodson and Horrel do dog food. How you weigh 16 kilos, look. Look, Bentley, you want to be on the video? You weigh 16. Good boy. What? Nobody asked you to do this. However long. So whether she does walk straight on here.
Oh, good. That is so clever.
There we go. Are we still?
Still.
Good girl. You little pony.
518.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, clever.
I can't
What's
believe
her
it.
name? I'm sorry.
Zora.
Zora.
She brought herself in from the field last night. You're a good little thing. Come on then. Let's go.
She's very good to you.
Yeah.
She's perfect.
Oh, you love her, do you, Obi? Licking her bum. That's really good. Oh, do that. Come on. You're a good girl. You don't give a shit about anything. Right, isn't it? That's the set squares on the level.
Yeah.
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 And that's the 16 lines.
So she's just below.
Just below 16 lines. Him feeding her just oats. Just a bucket of dry oats. And when I got there in the morning to collect her, she didn't even have any water. So like, it wasn't even like they were, and no hay. So like, it wasn't like they were feeding her. I mean, they would have given her some hay, but like a small amount of really rich haylage.
Yeah.
So I basically stripped it right back. I fed her chaff and hay. That was it.
Yeah.
And some linseed once I knew her a bit more, so I didn't think I was gonna, I wasn't changing anything.
Yeah.
But so since she's been out, she spent quite a while out, no feed at all, just grass.
Yeah.
And then when the grass dropped off and there was Dede who was out in the field, she's been having nuts, fibre nuts, your fibre nuts, safe and sound, or the unmolasses chaff that I used previously, the molasses-free Denji healthy hooves, and some linseed and some fibre bean. And that is like my standard, what I go to. Those sort of things are what I tend to feed winter, if they need a bit more, summer, but much less. So like for her in the summer, if I could just feed her a bit of chaff, that would be what I would go to. She doesn't, I've never felt like I need to feed her energy. I don't want her having any kind of ideas about power, I want to be the one putting the power
And she's
in.
currently turned away, not in any work at the moment.
Not in any way, she's just brought herself back in, so
she's out.
work will start again now, basically.
Okay.
So this is why this is a really interesting one.
So up until this point she's been out 24/7.
Yeah.
Now she's going to start coming in.
Yes.
Of an evening, she'll still have turn
She'll go out in the day as much as I can manage, but again, because of the field situation, I wouldn't count it as grass, in inverted commas. It will be just time out and hay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Emma, she's blocked you out
No,
of the
don't
video
worry,
now.
it's fine.
So one thing I would say, when I was riding her, she was pretty laid back. She was actually to the point where I don't know whether maybe she needed a bit more stamina.
More energy.
Because I just fed her nothing, because I was like, I don't want to get bucked off by 3-year-olds. So for feed problems, like if they buck you off because of the training, then I can, that's something I need to do, but I want to know that it's not because of the feed. So that's why I always feed basically nothing. So what would you recommend with me bringing her back into work?
So she's coming back into work, and how much is she on cubes wise and stuff?
Half and half, so half chaff, half cubes, twice a day.
Okay. But especially, she's still quite a young horse. You're bringing her back into work to, keep to build on that top line and to build.
She has a bit of human in her diet. A bit of human in there. I've always, I'll be really honest, I've been really like balance and because of. I'm thinking to myself, you don't know what you're balancing. But actually, it's more that we are adding these key nutrients that they're not getting, that they could be lacking. So is it possible by feeding a balancer that you feed them too much of these things?
There is. If you were feeding, if you fed a lot and you were on good quality pasture as well, you could be overdoing on some vitamins and minerals.
So possibly, now that she's coming in, she can have them because she's not getting the nutrient from the grass.
Definitely.
But in the spring it might change.
Even in the summer, if you were feeding her the recommended amount of the balancer, even in the summer the grass is still lacking in some of the key ones, so it would be giving her, it would just be making sure she's getting all of them. Even in the summer.
Right.
So
it would be hard to overfeed.
It would be quite hard. It would be a lot. If you were saying doing a full amount of the cube and then the balancer and then everything else, that's when you would be overdoing on a lot of the minerals and the vitamins. But yeah, I'm thinking, because you said you felt like she kind of ran out of steam and she was ready. lethargic,
lots of kicking involved.
and she is what, 500 kilo?
518, yeah.
So again, for her to get a balanced diet from something like the cubes, she would need more of the cubes. But if we were to feed her more of the cubes, we would be giving her more calories, which we don't want to.
No, because
give
she's
her more
pretty well
calories.
covered, yeah.
So, again, to give her everything she needs without the calories and not having to build up the quantity, I would say shore grow as the main part of the diet.
Right.
To maintain weight, so say if she's coming into more work now and you want to maintain your weight, I would say add in the linseed, the fibre beet for additional calories instead of the cubes.
Okay. And that will give her hopefully a bit more stamina.
The thing is, when they're lacking in some of their bits and mittens, they will be a bit lethargic, especially if you're lacking some of the B vitamins without as involved in energy metabolism. They might feel a bit like you feel like you're having to do more of the work. But if they're receiving a good balanced diet,
that makes a lot of sense.
It will make them feel better and give them that energy. So maybe that's why she was lacking. Maybe it's because she's just not getting quite enough.
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, they were just feeding her a bucket of oats. I then went, take that straight out, no thanks. So because of that, maybe it was like a bit of an unbalance, a big change.
Yeah, and also it's a bit of a trial and error. When you start riding her, if you find she does need a little bit of extra energy, just tell us and then we can look at it again. Just see how she gets on with her being so young and only just coming back into work. For her riding career, I think you're not going to know until you start riding properly.
And she needs to be a bit fitter too, doesn't she?
Exactly. Good girl. Oh, that's fab.
Oh, I thought she was an healthy infant.
Yay! Oh, that's so clever. You can pull it girl. You clever girl. That's very sweet.
Are you sure you want to?
I did not realise you were making that.
Oh, that was so funny. Bruce was like in the video with her stupid hair. So she's 6, 7. She's nearly 7 months old.
Yeah.
She's out all the time. She's got ad-lib hay.
Yeah.
When she's out, we've got a big bale down there that we pull it off every day. And so she has been eating the shore grow at the amount that you said. Don't eat it, Dede. Dede wants to be in the video. Hi, everyone.
The shore grow is brilliant because it has the correct ratios of minerals in there to optimise bone development. And the starch is controlled as well, so it won't cause any kind of growth spurts, which is important because you don't want them to grow too quickly.
Fine.
So yeah, I think we'll adjust.
Yay. Good girl.
We'll adjust the quantity, but I would say shore grow if you want. Just to maybe try and make it a bit more palatable, so you can mix in some.
Come on, Harry, Mary. I don't know whether you guys would recommend something different because she's older, or do I stick with what I have been?
What is she?
So again, the same, half chaff, half the safe and sound, half the fibre cubes, linseed and fibre beet.
Do you know what? I think because of her age and she's doing quite well, I would say probably stick with the same thing. Because she looks well, and I wouldn't even want to change anything just in case she doesn't do so well on it.
Yeah, fine.
For her age, she looks cracking. So and to think of her teeth as well. Like.
So that so is there your veteran and when you have these veteran mixes, what would be the benefit of that?
So our veteran mixes, like our 16 plus mix on the cube, it is essentially a higher protein, bit more quality. Older horses they tend to drop off. A bit more calories to help maintain condition, and it's got a bit of joint support in there as well, and then a hindgut support just to help maximise fermentation and keep the pH in the hindgut stable, because it's years of wear and tear, and it's just a feed that has a little bit of an overall kind of health. But I always say, unless they start to show their age and they're starting to drop off, their muscle mass is dropping, I would say continue with what you're doing. I would change for her to benefit from the diet would be shore grow.
cutest, and she's just going to go with it. You're too old to tell her.
Oh, she's very sweet.
You sweet girl. Okay, so brilliant. Right, well, that's nice and simple then.
Yeah.
And so she's a good weight, you think, for her?
Good weight. Good weight.
Yeah, she's a little bit over, but I wouldn't say
over.
that's a bad thing.
Going into winter, being older,
I would definitely say
keep her at what she is.
that's how I look at mine. With him, I'd go into winter. I like him to be a bit over than being there.
You can put her diet through the PC horse as well, just to double check. Because
So what's this PCO?
PC horse is basically PC horse. Sorry, yeah, it's my accent.
No, I thought it said PCOs. I just didn't hear you right.
It's like a database where you plug in the information of your horse.
And can anyone do this?
I think you have to kind of buy like
you have to buy it.
Oh,
the
okay.
software.
And it has the feeds in there, so all the nutrient values, and then it has the recommendations for horses based on weight, level of work, age, breed, everything. You can put your hay in there, and then you basically plug everything in, and it gives you the graph showing actually, yeah, you're hitting all the values, or if you're overdoing it, it will flag up in yellow. If you're underdoing it, it'll be in red, showing that you're basically under providing on some stuff. It's really good if you want to just like double check on but we use it quite often just to make sure that we're balancing the diets.
Because my hay guy does analyse all of his forage, it's so easy then to know exactly what you're putting in, which I think is something so important. It's all about knowledge, isn't it? And confidence comes from knowledge, doesn't it? When you're confident, when you have that knowledge of what you should be doing, you can be confident in it. And that's why I really wanted to do this today, so that I could give some of this information to other people, because a lot of people look to me for, like, people come to me and they say, oh, I know you feed this, this and this, what do you recommend? And I wanted to be able to have a bit more information and be able to say, well, actually, I think this is a case where you could go and speak to a feed specialist, go and speak to Dodson and Horrel, take some advice from them, and I really trust in them. They've really helped me with what I'm doing. So then, that's kind of, you can pay the information forward sort of thing. So I just wanted to prompt you to be good on the camera. I just wanted to say thank you, basically, for you guys coming, and I think this is going to be really beneficial, and I make sure that you guys can share it as well, so Dodson and Horrel can do that if they want to. And we're really pleased and excited to see how they're going. Will we do like a review, do you think?
Definitely.
Do you want to do that?
If you want to do it sooner, and you think, actually, one of these horses I want to look at their diet again, give us a call and we'll come over. Or maybe just after the winter, so probably within 6 months we can
Especially
come back.
with the 3-year-old, it'd be very interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely how she comes out of winter and what she needs, like we said about the energy and stuff. And so with the foal, obviously, so we're going to be feeding her the Shore Grow and the Fibre Beef as a standard, and lots of hay.
Yeah.
And should I change that? So like you said you were going to give me a cup value.
Yes.
So
I'll give you we've got little measuring cups for Shore Grow, so that will help you just keep to the
recommended amount.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say carry on with what you're doing, but we'll just double check on the
quantity. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's really good. So all the horses are back in their fields now. Everyone is much more settled, no more shouting. So what I just wanted to finish up with is, if any of the lovely people watching this video wanted some nutritional advice, where would be the best place for them to go?
The best thing to do would be to give our helpline, nutritional helpline, a call to speak to some of the nutritionists on the line there.
And then that's nationwide.
Yeah. And then they can put us in contact, whoever on the road, wherever they are in the country, they can put them in contact with the better person.
And if it's just an individual horse and they need a bit of advice, they can put them in contact with the nearest stockist and where they can buy the feed from.
Okay, perfect. And would you do that nationwide, like worldwide? Do you have worldwide abilities with this?
We cover Europe quite a bit. I mean, we do go into the Middle East, so we do. That is something we do. But
we've got
in terms of like performance or specialists and nutritionists, we do have them in Europe, and we have 2 people at least as well.
So if people were in Australia, for example, and they wanted some advice, the best thing to do is to go to make a phone call. To call the helpline, because the helpline, you have nutritionists that answer phones and that kind of thing. Is that right?
Yeah, if you have any individual horse that you want to go through feeding with, give the helpline a call and they can go through feeding. We log everything, so if you wanted to call up again in a few weeks or a few months to double check, we have all the information there, so we can follow up. And if anyone wants to try any of the samples of feed before, going into the store and buying a bag, we would always be happy to send a sample of feed out for them to try. For palatability, it's always quite useful, especially with some special cases like Cushing horses. Maybe they tend to go off their food or a bit fussy, so if someone wants to try the Cushcare before going and buying a whole bag, we can send some samples out. So the best thing to do is helpline. They can help with a lot of nutritional questions, or if it's a yard like yourself, they can put the PHS in contact and go to the yard and go through the horses and stuff.
Brilliant. Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
It's been very interesting. I've learned so much today. I feel like my brain is like, I'm so pleased you've written it all down. That was very, very interesting. So great to have some background of why we feed the feeds we feed, and that I have actually been overfeeding some of the time, which is really great to know. Not to the fact that there's been any detriment to the horses, but that I can now save some money, because I did think possibly that I would end up having to spend more money, but in fact I'm going to be able to spend less. So I've got my cups. So for example, Obi will have 2 of these cups every day, but then I can cut out all of the fibre nuts that he's been having and not have to add anything else. So it will mean that I'm able to sort of tailor his food even better. Oh, and cut the linseed out too, because he's a bit overweight. So really brilliant to know that I can actually feed less rather than more, because you always think with these feed companies that it's a bit of a sales pitch. I've definitely felt like that in the past, but actually I'm really interested to work with these guys because they seem to share really similar morals with me. So yeah, I'm gonna go and make the feeds now, and really hope you liked today's video. I think it's going to be one of my most interesting ones yet, and I'm so keen to see how they all get on, especially Zora and Dede. Dede being fed slightly differently, and Zora being fed now that she's coming back into work. So excited about that. I still can't believe that she just brought herself in. I'm done now. I'm done with the field time. Brought herself back in and was waiting in the barn like, which is my stable? Please let me in. But really great, and like they said, if you do want some advice, then just call their helpline and they will be sure to help you out and help you with some advice for your horse. But please do give this video a share and share some of the advice, because I really have got every range of horses. So I've got a foal, some young horses, a 3-year-old, a competition horse, Obi, broodmare coming back into work, Mo, and then a retired horse, Nana. And it's so nice to have that wide range, because now when other horses come to me to be cared for, I have really great base knowledge of what they should be eating for them and their type. So for me, something that is so important is that if a company comes to me to work with me, that they want some value back. So do go and ask them some questions and see if Dodson and Horrel could work for you and your horses, because that is where these situations work. They help me, so I can help you guys. So then you guys can have some advice. You can learn about a new product or a new way of doing something, so that you can have better quality knowledge for your horse. So yes, if you do have questions, do post them below in the comments, and I will see if I can set up a little question and answer session with these guys so that we can help you more, because that's why I'm here, to help you guys. So again, thanks so much for watching. Post the comments below and I will see you next time.